Y'all, this is my third attempt at finishing this cup for Angela that was for the Alzheimer's awareness donation drawing that I did. It's been one thing after another. First, I couldn't find purple spray paint because I had in my head that that's exactly what I wanted. Then I had 2 attempts, failed attempts, at doing the Dawn power wash method. And so now I've got it cleaned up. I've got a fresh coat of epoxy on it because it needed it, because I had really put it through the ringer. So now I am laying just random awareness ribbons all over. I've got the little outlines for it here for the little drop shadow kind of thing. And I've got the A for Angela to go on there. And this is just a holographic, or an opal, not holographic, it's opal, kind of pink and purple to kind of go with this. I have finally decided that I'm going to do black, but also power wash method. So what I'm doing is just laying these little stencils here for the peekaboo, just kind of all over. I'm going to leave an open spot for her big A right there, but I'm going to just put these kind of all over, here and there. No rhyme, no reason, just leaving a nice open space. And just like with some of the other stuff we've done before, they don't have to be straight. They don't have to be right side up. There's no rhyme or reason. Just do whatever you like, whatever looks good to you, and get you to your end result. So I'm going to do this, and then we're going to go outside, and we are going to power wash it. And like I said, I'm going to use black spray paint this time. I think it'll pop better because the purple was very disappointing. And I'll actually include bloopers for anybody that enjoys that stuff like I do. I made a hot mess. My daughter turned on the water way too hard and it was messy, and then we had some technical difficulties, and it was just one thing after another. So if you like that kind of stuff, just stay tuned at the end, and you'll see a few of them. I have all my supplies out here. I'm gonna use, I know this is backwards, I don't have my sidekick out here like I had the first 2 attempts. So we're gonna use flat black, or Dawn power wash. And since I don't have my sidekick, I have a bottle of water here. This is like an accumulation of random bottles that I keep leaving in my shed. I don't know why I have so many bottles, because I have no recollection of doing that. But you know, it is what it is. So since I have to go to work tomorrow, we are definitely putting on a glove. I'm so bad about remembering that. And what I'm gonna do is leave, I'm gonna put kind of a nice spot here for her A. I measured it, it's pretty good right there. There's somebody practicing wheelies down the little side road. So I've got this here. Let's do this first. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I am going to literally put one big patch here and then just kind of mist it all over so that I have a lot of little empty spaces, because I don't want to take away from what I've got here. It'll make sense once I have it done. So I have all my lids off. Got my Buc-ee's tea from earlier over there. So I'm going to put everything kind of within arm's reach. So we're going to do that bigger area there for her initial. And then I just want to do this so there's lots of little bubbles. That's too much. And you got to move fast. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not used to doing it from this angle. And that's pretty good. Don't want to overdo it. Okay. So here is the effect we are left with. We're gonna let this dry pretty good, and then I'm gonna carefully pick those off with my weeding tool, because I don't want to smear the spray paint. It almost looks leopard print. Are you gonna focus? I don't know if you're gonna focus. Get my face out of the equation here. Anyways, it looks pretty cool. I'm excited to see this when it's dry. Careful whenever you are shaking this off that you don't accidentally fling it down and launch your cup off of your holder. Pretty dry here. I've got a couple of different weeding tool options just because it's not really supposed to be like all the way dry, but you don't want to do it while it's wet either. It's a delicate balance, and holy moly, you can barely see those. This is going to be take 4, I think. I should have gone heavier. Grr. That one's a little bit more visible. Maybe I'll go ahead and just see how it looks. How come what's in my head is not coming out of my hands? It's really frustrating. I mean, it still looks cool. It's very subtle. So that's what we're left with. It's almost invisible, but I don't hate it. So I'm going to continue with it because there are spots that you can really tell what it is. And then once I have the little drop shadow, where are they? Okay, great. Once I have these little drop shadows on there, like here, I think it'll jump out of what it is. We'll find out. We'll find out together. I really should stop doubting. Everything looks better under epoxy. Duh. So I'm going to let this cure for a couple of hours. I'm using Mr. Nola's Speed Dry, and I should be able to come back out here shortly after dinner and put those drop sets and the A on there. I am very much in love with this epoxy. So I coated this at 5:30. Walked away, ate dinner, right? Just like I said. It is 10 till 7. I can touch it. It's not sticky. I did have my shop light next to it. Everything I heard said it loves heat. So I went ahead and kind of added that to the to the help side of things. That's not the word I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. So I am going to now go ahead and apply my decals, and let's see how it turned out. Doesn't have to be perfect on this part. Kind of a abnormally shaped area. This tape is so strong. All right, there's one. So now let's do one of these awareness ribbons. I'm undecided on if I want the inside of the ribbon part. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take it off of there. And since this is so dark, I can't use the normal like parchment, find your spot, line it up hack. So we're just going to roll with it. I'm taking that off. I don't really care for how that looks. I'll take that sticky off later as well. I'm not sure I like how this looks. What I'm going to do is put it on here on all of the spots and sleep on it and see what it looks like. in the morning. This isn't quite what I had in mind here. So I may have to fine tune that just a little bit and recut those. No big deal. So it did not take long to realize that that looked horrible. Like I got 2 or 3 of those on there. So what I'm gonna go do is do just a thin outline right here. And I'll probably do it with wet method so I can slide it around and see what I'm trying to do better. But yeah, that did not go as planned. I will use that technique some other time and even show you how I made these little half ribbons, but that time is not today. So I'm going to go redesign this and do thin outlines because it's still going to show through that there's no paint in those spots. So I have recut a little bit different. I went ahead and switched to holographic vinyl instead of the opal. I feel like it'll go with this color shift a little bit better. And I widened out the A since I had the room for it. Not taller, just wider. And I have outlines for the ribbons now with an inset also. So hopefully that'll turn out exactly like we want it. So let's get this guy on here. Sometimes on a curved surface, you gotta kind of manipulate it a little bit. One thing that is helpful sometimes is wet method. I don't remember if I mentioned that in the last clip or if that clip got deleted. Because sometimes I talk funny and I have to start over. So what I'm gonna do is see if I can get it lined up. If I can't, no big deal, I'll switch to wet method. But I'm gonna start over here on one of these easier to see ones and go from there. This is the one I did earlier that had the little inset there. So I'm going to clean that up real quick and get the next piece ready. This is what I've recut here. I'm going to very carefully peel off this middle piece here because we can use that as a standalone ribbon in just a little bit. We're going to do this wet method. Got a little paper towel underneath. Got a little cup of water here. So we're going to do that and get it nice and wet in this area. Some people will do this under running water, but I don't have that luxury out here. So we're doing it this way. You can kind of see how it darkens up when it gets underneath there. This allows us to position it where we need it a little easier. So like that is a little off kilter. So I'm going to go that way with it. This glare is getting to me here. Not even close. I used the exact same cut file so that I didn't have to worry about the sizing or anything like that. There we go. So now you just rub it really good so that it squeegees the excess water out of there. Ah. Success. Sometimes you have to hold your breath until it works. So now we leave that alone and we walk away. So that is a little better look that I'm happier with. This one's going to be a little trickier because it's hard to see. So I'm just going to do all of these. And then, like I said, I'm going to save these to put in the negative spaces. Kind of like on that leaf cup that we did in, I don't know, September, October, something like that. Everything's on. The outlines, I should say. Even the one on the bottom, which was almost impossible because I didn't get as much paint down there as I should have. So now I'm just going to fill in some of these negative spaces with these cutouts, which are the exact same shape as that right there. And that won't be as subtle as I was originally aiming for. Oh no, something's in there. Won't be as subtle as originally planned, but I know she's gonna love it. Stray glitter. That's what I get for using this. It has glitter on it. There we go. Okay. So let's just fill in a few spaces here and there. Not a ton. Just a few to kind of use them up and to add a little extra oomph to it. I like this combo a lot better than the opal. The holographic is quite nice. So I've recut the letter. I just thought it would really be a lot nicer this way than what I had originally. It just seemed too bulky. So now I'm going to lay this guy there we go. Yep, I like that a lot better. And now I also have these little guys just to kind of throw here and there. I don't want to make it super duper busy, but I felt like it needed a little something else. And I can't find my thing right there. I hate when I put something down in a spot that's not my normal place of putting something. So we're just going to throw these in the voids. So for sure up here. The toughest part is figuring out where you want to put everything without it being crazy busy. I have water spots from doing that wet method. Let's do up here on this one. There we go. Not too busy, but definitely pretty nice. I'm going to be doing this again for this year's Alzheimer's walk. What this is for is anyone that donated to my fundraiser for the Walk-In for Papa team. I put everybody in a list and I did just a random number or random wheel generator, and Angela B won this. So now what I'm going to do is, I'm paranoid that this is going to lift and I kind of really want to put epoxy on it tonight. So I'm going to do a super thin layer of UV resin over each one of those just to tack it down. Otherwise it's notorious for lifting and I don't want that. So super duper thin, just enough to keep it where it needs to be. To give you an idea of how thin I'm putting this on, I'm going to put about, that's about a pea size. It's just kind of flattened. I'm going to put it here and here and there. That's enough for all of those spots. And I want to spread it out thin because I don't want any lumps in how it cures. I've done that before, not paying attention, and it's kind of a pain. And then I'm going to run this, and this is just a big bottle that I got from Fran's. Her UV resin is really good. Here it is. That's snow. It was 70 degrees 2 days ago when I was coating this, and it is literally 19 out here right now. So there it is. If you're interested, I'm going to post some bloopers right after this. They're not all that great. They're just stupid moments. Thanks for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. If you like my content, please consider subscribing and give a thumbs up to the video. Thank you. So what you want to do, have some water ready. I've got my trusty sidekick standing on the other side of the camera. That's gonna run and turn on the water when I need it. So, not the other one that I said killing me smalls. This one's a little bit more reliable. So I am ready for the water hose. Okay, let it go. It's too high. Okay, off. All right, so I've got my handy dandy sidekick on the other side of the camera that will go and turn on the water kind of gently this time when I holler for it. More. There we go.